Good morning, it's Dave at All Things Important Reviews. If you've not already subscribed, please do so. Little wristwatch check. I've got my two-tone Liege design. Beautiful homage watch. Let me just tell you something. I want to say thank you to each and every subscriber or anyone who watches my videos on a regular basis. It means so much to me. I've now got 1,000 subs. I knew I would get there eventually. I don't take anything for granted, and it is only obviously 1,000 subscribers, but I want to say thank you so much to all the people around the world that do watch my content and do want quality reviews, no nonsense talking about affordable watches that I love to buy and to use. I've collected watches for years. My biggest regret is not making a channel before I did. I should have made this channel 10 years ago. I stupidly didn't, but that's my own fault. We've now got to 1,000 subs. I'm really happy. This is a tiny glimpse, well, it's a small glimpse of some of the watches in my collection. I'm not doing yet what's it called? I'm not doing a state of the collection thing here. I'm just showing you some of the ones that you've already seen, most of them on my channel. I'm not in any way elitist. You know, I do sometimes pick up this £10 SMAEL watch, which is a homage to the G-Shock Mudmaster. I love the Mudmaster also, but I'm not elitist in any way. I always give you what I believe is the truth about the watch, whether it's good value, the features, whether, you know, for the price you're paying, I believe it's worth it. I'm not elitist in the sense that I will wear quartz watches. A lot of these watches are quartz. I love quartz. I love the accuracy. And the channel will always be fundamentally an affordable watch channel. As I said, I have a friend who buys Rolex watches. Maybe I will get some of his watches on here. I do intend to review some Tag Heuer because I do like Tag, but I'm always going to be ultimately an affordable watch channel. AliExpress has shown us that you can get with watches like this San Martin and with DAPIX that are not on AliExpress but they're a micro brand, and with PHYLIDA and with, you know, with PAGANI, that you can get a level of quality for a fraction of the price that the top brands will charge you. You know, you can get 80% of you know, a Rolex Submariner even for a fraction of the price. And that's why I love some of these watches like the San Martins, like the PHYLIDAs, like the Paganis. In the below, you know, below there, it's a great watch and it is a quartz, but you know what, I love it, and I love the Victorinox, and I want to bring more and more quality, affordable watches to you. I'll always have a soft spot for G-Shocks because that's the first watch that my dad ever bought me 20 years ago when I was a kid. And I want to say, lastly, you know, if you're thinking about if you're thinking about making a blog or making a YouTube channel, it doesn't have to be in watches. If it's something that you enjoy, whether it's sport, whether it's some type of hobby, even if there's loads of other channels out there, let me tell you this now, just go ahead and do it. Do it, because you only live once. You only live once on this planet. I'm not religious. I think when you die, I do believe it is game over. And I think that you only live once, so you should do what makes you feel happy. And producing content for you guys on YouTube is something that does make me feel happy. I like doing it. I enjoy doing it. I don't necessarily like video editing. I don't necessarily like spending hours, you know, switching clips around, putting fancy animations in there. I don't really like doing that. I mean, years and years ago, I thought to myself, I'm going to be a video editor, a professional video editor. And for whatever reason, my life did not go down that path. And what I've realized now is I actually prefer to just produce the content. I like talking in front of the camera. I like reviewing and giving you guys my opinion. I don't like actually video editing, and I don't like, you know, doing that type of thing. I like producing the content, but I don't like spending hours on the computer. But fundamentally, where's this channel going? I want obviously to get more and more subs to get my content out there. I want to bring more and more quality and more variety. I want to bring more micro brands to the table. There's so many watches I'm going to be reviewing this year, loads that I've got on order. So, and fundamentally also, if I can get big enough and I can get enough subscribers where I can earn enough money, you know, one day I want to be able to, because I made a WordPress website, a blog website that is basically ATI reviews, and I started producing content on it a couple of years ago. But because of my own personal life and the fact I've got a full-time job and the fact I want to do this on YouTube, I felt as though that I didn't have enough time to do that. But eventually, if I can get more time, I want to eventually write reviews as well, because I do like writing, and I want to do the reviews for you guys as well on my website, which I will remake basically. And whilst I've got the watch box out, I may as well just confirm the watches in this video for you all. This is actually a homage watch. It is a Vincero, which many people will like. However, I love it because the clasp and the band, and it's so comfortable. It's actually a homage to the the Tag Heuer Carrera Chronograph, which is a beautiful racing watch. And they've done a really good job. They actually have with this model Vincero of capturing some of that greatness that Tag Heuer do. We of course have the Pagani design PD 1661, which we all know which watch this is homage to. That is probably the best all-round sub homage, not in terms of build quality, but in terms of bang for buck that you can possibly buy. For the price that I paid, it is simply a steal. We've got a stealthy watch from Lord. The band on that needs to be swapped, in my opinion, for something like a NATO or a different rubber band, because the band is not too great. But super stealthy looks. It's got the package, 100-meter water resist, and it's quite well made. I love the GST B400 by G-Shock. I just wish the hands were loomed. Not hands, sorry, the indices. And I wish there was actually more visible. We know what this is, the Pagani design GMT, the 1662. Again, unbeatable value, as we all know, on the 5-link bracelet. Super comfortable bracelet, makes the watch melt away. The LGX Siege, again, another homage watch, GMT functionality. The Pagani design 1651, which is kind of a blend in terms of aesthetics with a Yachtmaster and Submariner. 40mm automatic NH35, beautiful, gorgeous watch. G-Shock, a digital G-Shock. GD350. I think this is the GD100, but in the stealth mode. I love G-Shocks because, as I said, it was one of the first watches my dad bought me, and they've always stood the test of time. They've always held up. They've always had excellent batteries. They've always, you know, whether it's in a pool, whether it's in a gym, whether it's running, they've always lasted years and years. One of the best homages to the Daytona by, again, Pagani, ceramic bezel, just straight up. Again, another absolute screamer for bang for buck. The San Martin is arguably one of the best watches built on AliExpress in terms of straight up build quality. It's a tank. The thing is a tank, and it has specs to die for. I just wish that they'd made the case a little bit less sharper on the bracelet. But anyway, that's for another day. The DAPIX is a beautifully unique, beautiful bracelet, super comfortable. 300-meter diver that I've fallen in love with. I just love it. That burgundy crimson dial is simply just to die for. It truly is. And if you've never felt an Omega Seamaster 300M on your wrist, this would be a great one to buy as an alternative by PHYLIDA, because it captures the Seamaster feel very, very good. This bracelet is so comfortable. It melts away. It is thick. It doesn't taper, but it is a beautiful, beautiful watch. The Bulova two-tone, 43mm, nice and thin, just as I like it, and I love the two-tone. The way they've done that blue on the dial in a matte, it's not super, it's not, you know, reflective. I just like that. I like it I like the blue to be, it's more classier having it in a straight, flat, matte blue than having it all, you know, sunbursty like others do. This is a homage to the Longines Hydro Conquest by QUANQIN. They've done a great job. I just wish they put some micro adjust on the clasp. That is the biggest downside with this watch. But again, if you're looking for the feel of the Longines, this will be a good option. A lot of people don't want to spend 300, 400, 500 quid. In fact, some of them are 600, 700 quid, some of the Mudmasters, top spec Mudmasters. But with a top spec Mudmaster from G-Shock, you would get so many more features like compass, GPS, all kinds of stuff. This SMAEL, again, I think you can get it, I'm not joking, for 8 GBP, which is just steel. It doesn't have all that functionality. It's quartz, but it looks like it, and it's super thick and chunky, just like the real G-Shock. But this is an alternative that you can get on AliExpress if you want to pick one up. This is a very popular Casio Diver. It is rated 200 meter. You can dive with this thing. I've scratched it to high heaven. I took this to Thailand with me a few years ago before I had the channel. I scratched it in Thailand, unfortunately, but I can sort that out on the dial. I've put it on this 5-link, and actually it's a quick adjust. Look at that. I got this off AliExpress for about 15 GBP. I think it's a Carli Wet, and let me tell you, it's a cracker. It's an absolute cracker, that clasp. It works really good. For the price you pay, it works really, really good. And it makes this watch so comfortable because the rubber band is crap. I've reviewed these watches before, but you know, the Invicta, problem with this one is for my wrist, it's too small at 40mm. It is just too small. It needs to be about 43, this watch, or 42. But again, for what I paid for it and what you can get for it, for 200 meter, the two-tone, it's not bad. This is just a great all-round G-Shock with the 200 meter water. Obviously has that sports feel to it, but completely solid watch. Heavy, has heft to it. We all know what this is homaging. I mean, for looks wise, I would argue that is one of the best looking watches in this collection here. And the Victorinox Maverick Large, I think if you're going to buy a watch under 500 quid, this is the one to get. I think of all of them, this is the best all around out of this small collection here. If not the DAPIX, sorry, or the San Martin probably. I mean, for what I paid for this one, this Addis Dive, this is another absolute steal. 40 quid I paid. Now, it will have gone up now because of the whole tax changes with HMRC and the way VAT's collected and all that, but anyway. Oh, this is the PHYLIDA. I've got it in black as well. This is a GMT. When you've been wearing G-Shocks for so long, these 41mm, they just feel too small now, unfortunately. And this is my trusty all-arounder that I wear all the time, as you know. You've seen on my wrist. I've got a few other watch boxes, but I'm not going to get them out today, but you've seen a glimpse of the ones in my collection in this video. So I want to say, finally, thanks so much. Like I said, if you are thinking about doing a blog, just go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. Who knows what will happen? It's took me, you know, a year and a half or so really of producing content to get 1,000 subs. Some people are lucky and a big channel promotes them and they get 1,000 subs in a few days. I've not used any fancy marketing or anything. I've just produced the content and I've got to 1,000. Who knows where it's going to go. Thank you so much. It means a lot. Cheers. It's Dave.